ultimately, I like to see people win.
The whole point of it is to make impact. There are several key elements to building long-lasting relationships with donors and organizations. In my opinion, it's the same process of building relationships in general. There's got to be a win on both sides. There has to be something that, to me, that you're either solving for. There's a role, right? So for the relationship with the organization, they definitely have some corporate responsibility, some strategic initiatives, something that makes them unique. For the donor side, they're looking to fulfill their community responsibility that they've already committed to. They're literally here to solve something that is going to be an impact and change on the world. So from a business and organization side with the donor, trying to marry the two and trying to figure out those right fits are really going to be backed into the value alignment. The biggest shift I've seen in just being the donor or participant from volunteer or board engagement to actually leading, being the visionary of what I'd like to see the foundation deliver, is a deeper level of understanding of how much it really takes to get the job done. A lot of these different funders want to be super specific into, hey, this doesn't go towards operations. This only goes to programming, which is great, but they are a marriage. So there are some things that are absolutely necessary to be able to focus just on programming. So it's just giving a deeper understanding when you have those different funding areas that have been allocated for something very specific. That deeper awareness that there is more than just what meets the eye on that line item is real. It's real. So in addition to being the super connector, I also have valued myself in being the trusted advisor. And so leaning into being an advisor and earning the trust is like the first step in the process for me personally. I like to figure out, what am I taking off the table that will make this thing go much smoother with this relationship. So one of the examples that I personally experienced was a donor who started off with something smaller. They wanted to see the measurements of it. And within a very short window, we really overly communicated, was able to showcase it in a way that would honor that donor. So much so that they called me in earlier than the commitment time and wanted to increase. And wants to increase it in a significant way that builds multi-year partnership and relationship. So that's one of the examples that I love that's real time happening, has happened. And those are the examples that I like to lead with when you're talking about connecting and being a trusted advisor.
Yeah, the NIL workshop is so important. One, it's unique because there's not these organized sessions that have been on the market historically. One, NIL is new, but even just in general, being intentional about it. So we're really impacting on-the-job training and on the job with your own money in the moment, training, access, all the things. And I feel like they feel like we care. I mean, we show up, they're excited to see us, they come. So, whether they're forced to come or not, I don't know, but they come. We're happy. I mean, the inspiration is innate, but ultimately I like to see people win. I want to see people successful, and I want to be a part of helping them make that happen. All right, so tell the people your name.
All right, I'm LaVonta Bentley from Birmingham, Alabama.
And what position do you play, and who do you play it for?
Well, I play linebacker, and I play for Coach Prime at Colorado University.
Yes, and how's that been so far for you?
It's been great. Just meeting great people, being around great people, learning from them each and every day to put myself in a better position for my future.
Yes, and speaking of future, LaVonta is smart. First off, he is a Traillionaire ambassador, Traillionaire Foundation ambassador. And one of the things that I've been so impressed, we met him, he's rocking his brand, TTP, Trust the Process. Not only does he trust the process, he executes on the process. So he's made his own business. And now every time I see there's an opportunity for him to get exposure, an opportunity for him to be engaged, to help his future, he's doing it. So where are we at today, LaVonta?
So we at a agent fair right now, meeting different agents, financial advisors, just connecting, try to get a good feel.
And why did you decide to come and spend time out of your busy schedule? You had to practice today, you just had a great game and win on Saturday. What brings you out, even though you have so much on your plate?
Yeah, so this is my last year of college football, and my dreams and aspirations is to get to the NFL. And I know it's a lot of things that play into that. And, agency is a part of that. Just getting around the right people, having somebody that got your back and not just out for themselves when it comes to, contracts and everything like that. So I was just trying to, connect with people, make sure that I got a good feel and that they 100% behind me.
I love it. I love it. So he's here today. He's been going around meeting people and he gets to go back and choose. So choosing processes, they choose him, he chooses them back. But the only way he'll even have that exposure is by having something like this and knowing what's up. So listen, LaVonta, we rooting for everything you got going on. I appreciate you taking some time. Listen, this is one to follow. Keep up with LaVonta Bentley.
Let's do it, TTP.
Hey, so tell us your name.
So Reggie Calhoun Jr. I'm with the 5430 Alliance, but I'm also an athlete rep, things like that. From as far as helping these guys find their next lane in life.
Okay, I love it. So what drew you to working on something like this? First, tell us what is today, and then tell us what drew you to working on that.
Yeah, so today is about life after sports, whether you go to the league or you get a career, right? So we wanted to bring out some agents and some financial advisors, some wealth management, or even just career people. The purpose of that is that, everybody talks about only 2% make it pro. Well, there's never a situation where he's talking about, hey, these are things you can do even if you don't make it pro, right? So I wanted to kind of get them into the room where there is different connections, some outlook, and expose them to different avenues.
I love it.
One of the things that surprised me most about leading Traillionaires Foundation and being able to bring that vision and help it be birthed with the people around me is that a lot of people want to rise up to the occasion, and there's just a space of capacity and being able to realize what the help that deeply wants to be a participant. That understanding of that connection point between, hey, I want to do something versus I have the capacity, right? You have a bunch of fans, you have a bunch of people who really, truly want to rise to the occasion. But some of the things that I've seen as one of the biggest challenges I've seen is really at that person's deep understanding of what the real capacity is that they have to offer. And that's something, the lack of capacity for them means that that's something that you actually cannot depend on. And it's nothing personal. And it's nothing that person did wrong because they really, truly wanted to help. But that understanding and being able to start to decipher between what buckets of help looks like, what buckets of support look like, that is the biggest thing to overcome at this age in the game. And what I was really saying is that is the most surprising bit of information that I've uncovered is just there's a disconnect between understanding what you want versus what you really can do and deliver on. When those two marry up and match, some of my surprises will go away. Part of the responsibility in community is authenticity. It's been my experience in building relationships with the partners that I'm supporting or the donors that I'm supporting that I've been able to have some difficult conversations when I feel like things have shifted in what we initially were targeting, they were initially targeting as where they wanted to spend their give back. And then that conversation shifted into what can we do to better align in a way that would still honor me being comfortable with the giving and then them understanding where they're trying to go. So what I see sometimes is organizations, they move into like a need or where they're able to get more funding opportunity. And so just really doing a check-in would be helpful just to make sure it's still working. And if it's not, I've had those difficult conversations. And if it's no longer a fit, then, you find another opportunity to partner with. For those who want to be more involved with giving, I encourage you to make a list or do a search in your state or even nationally. What are the things that matter most to you? Whether it's, helping solve for children being impacted by domestic violence that they had no participation in, or solving someone for hunger, or being able to provide opportunity for more clothes, or really being able to lean into financial literacy or self-efficacy with confidence building and being clear about who you are and why you're on the planet, or just figuring out the career exposure. As growing up, we heard about 5 careers, and now there's like so many to choose from, but how do you bring those to them? So at Traillionaires Foundation, that's where we're focused on just being a gap closing organization and leaning into those areas that we feel will make you the whole student, the whole person, the whole human. And I suggest taking the time to figure out causes that are aligned, because there are so many wonderful causes out there. So you could certainly find at least one that you would be a good match for.
Ultimately, I like to see people win.
The whole point of it is to make impact